left, man left. 3 down, 3 down.
Ohio! 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 Hot!
On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here.
Double tight. Hey!
Come on, let's go! Red 38!
Here's a give to Richard. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Come on, let's go! Red 38!
Throwing on first down. Collier out to the flat. That's complete to his running back.
Blitz, they're coming.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. DeAndre Washington, his second touchdown on the season. And the Raiders have taken the early lead.
Let's go.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point.
Touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10.
Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move. Hey.
Rhino!
Check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up over there.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook.
Double up.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
Let's go. Come on.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
And there's the first tackle of the game for Carl Joseph. He's one of those safeties that you can utilize in any way you want. But I will have to say, I think the number one thing he does best is tackle.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Tight end's Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo.
To hurt! 180!
Hey, boys, we got 4. 4 down.
Wide.
Check 31. Check 31.
2nd down, Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They're not ready.
Listen to me. Hey, flipper.
Y'all play.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because This is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So out come the Raiders. And, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Come on, let's go! What? 90!
On 1st and 10, Collier caught by Nelson. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. That connection with Jordy Nelson coming on the drag route.
Hard to believe that he was a walk-on.
Yeah, Kansas State.
It's so hard to believe that people missed entirely on him. But how about his ability to work and run any route you need? And that completion is evidence that it doesn't matter what you call, he's going to find a way to get open.
Walk on at Kansas State. Now the locker rooms are named after him there. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
Ohio!
Now a handoff to Richard. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. And what they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
A handoff, running left, Richard. Room to run inside the 40. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. First down, here's the run with Cook. And some room to maneuver. And he's got this down to the 35. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
300.
Joker.
A first down throw for Cousins. His throw caught right around the 6. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Rhino!
Hey.
300.
4 down.
It's Cousins on the sneak, and he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Kirk Cousins, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Carlson now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Tight end right. 4 down.
Come on, let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Double tight.
Ohio! Let's go!
They'll run for the first time with Hill. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Flex round!
Operating from the gun. Collier. Cooper's got him. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
That's it, baby. That's it. Big hit.
from Viking territory now. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
4 down. Check.
Come on, let's go.
Richard. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch tight end. Tight right.
Here we go. White, 90.
Give them 12 yards that time at an Oakland 1st down.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
Check, bunch set.
Flex round. Flex round.
On 1st down, Collier completes it right side to Cooper. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Come on, let's go. White, 90.
This is Richard. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Check. Lucky.
They start the drive with Cook. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Move.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And the Raiders have got him.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long.
Gun.
We got 3. 3 down.
Hey, steamer.
Check.
Liz 50.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
That's it.
And that one results in 35 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
We got
Rhino!
We got 3.
Cousins on 1st down.
Watch the shift.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10, and he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
Check 24. Check.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain.
They don't want it.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Double tight. 4 down.
Rhino!
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a 1st down.
Watch tight. Tight end right. 4 down. Say.
Lucky 48.
From the red zone now, Cousins buying time to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bruce Irvin in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Hey, 4 down.
The heart. 180.
Alert 3.
2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. More from Minneapolis after this. Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long.
Gun.
Hey. 4 down.
Ringo.
Shift.
The heart.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Letting one go deep for the end. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. As his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Nifty move. And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
I know the special teams coach will not permit himself a smile here, but inside, he's glowing. This is what he practices for. This is what he schemes. This is what he watches tape to put himself and his team in a position to score points. An absolute dream return.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
4 down.
Here we go. Red 38.
Watch twist.
Throwing on first down. Collier. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop.
Let's go! Red 38! Red 38!
Off the play fake. Collier, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity missed.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Here we go! Red 38! Red 38!
Looking to throw. Collier to the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10.
Squad! Wide! Check safety!
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he rifles one incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Mike. To hard! Andy!
Hey, Mike's 50!
Liz 50, here we go!
Hey!
From the gun, here's Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, this from 48. Carlson able to put this one through, and that'll bring them back within 4. So they're still down, but they are able to salvage 3 here heading into the lockers.
This is what you work on from the beginning of training camp. Heading into the half, put some points on the board. No matter what the score says at that point, you've accomplished what you set out to do.
Short kick. One of the up men will take it now. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter three? Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
Move.
180! Liz, 50. 300.
Watch the safety creep.
Now a play fake here on first down. Flush to his right. And this one's incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Win championships, baby.
To hard. 180!
Check.
Let's go.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Two tights. 3 down. Kill.
And they'll go on the ground. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
All right, now here we go. Oh.
Double tight. 4 down. Check.
Wide.
34, eyes on 34.
Throwing is Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rashaan Melvin. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
38!
They'll run it now out of the gun. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Tight ends on the Ringo.
Come on, let's go! White 90! Ohio!
Kill!
To throw on 2nd down. Collier. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down.
Come on, let's go. White, 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
The kick by Pinheiro is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter.
Hey, boys, we got 4.
They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Right. Get him. Get him.
Wide, wide. Wait, that.
Cousins. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Mike, check. 59.
Let's 50. Where's the hot? Done.
To throw is Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A Vikings first down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins. Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
We got 4.
Say hi. Ready. Here we go.
Throwing, Cousins. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So line of scrimmage, still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Rhino.
4 down.
Liz 50.
Hey, check 24. Check 24.
On 2nd down, Cousins again. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Bruce Irvin in there to him his second sack now of the afternoon. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long.
4 down, 4 down. 6 guy, check 6 guy.
Liz 50, Liz 50.
Here's Cousins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings! A big play there with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will tie us at 24. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Throwing to start the drive. Collier. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Watch tight, tight end's right. Watch tight, tight end's right.
Come on, let's go. Red 38.
From the gun, Collier. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Raiders on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Hey.
Let's go. Red 38.
On the ground, Richard. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Here we go. White 90. White 90.
On 1st and 10, Collier. He's going to look deep down looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cooper was the intended target. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. 4 down, 4 down. Alert.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. All even as we get ready to start the fourth.
Roger! Say hot! 180!
Now Cousins. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Cousins now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
4 down. Check.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Black!
Tight end right.
Say hot! 180! Where's the hot?
Check nickel.
Cousins. Flushed out right. Throw right side, complete to Williams.
That's it, baby.
And he's got this down to the 35. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Hey.
Wide!
We got 4.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back.
Jam.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Well, they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hey, 382, Liz, 50!
4 down.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Eluding the pressure right. And did he get the feet down? No. They'll say he did not. It's incomplete. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Double tight. 3 down.
Say hot! 180!
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now on the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to take the lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
Just drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Carlson now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10.
Single. Here we go.
Come on, let's go. Right to the end.
Throwing again on second and 10. Collier, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is third and 10.
Ohio!
Operating from the gun. Collier. It's caught. Nelson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10.
Come on, let's go.
From the gun, Collier. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's second and 18.
Ohio!
Back to throw. Collier. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Double tight.
Hey, 382, Liz 50.
And they'll run it here. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Gun.
4 down. Check. 4 down.
Lucky 50.
Tight dog.
Black.
Second down, Cousins. Dancing to his left. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Here we go.
They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold.
Yellow, yellow. Ready? Sit in there. Yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow. Hey, flipper, flipper. Lucky 50.
25, check 25, check 25.
What's that?
Now Cousins. Finding room inside the 40. It's complete to Williams. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Odd on, 5 down.
Over.
Rush in.
Watch him now, Barney.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah.
Carlson now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And an alley to run. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. In for the score. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score. And that big fourth quarter return, Charles, makes this a 1-score game.
And now it all comes down to philosophy. All right, they just had a big return for a touchdown, so the momentum is high. Do you want to ride that and go for 2? Or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and come back and rely on your defense?
So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Gun!
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Throwing the slant pattern here complete. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
4 down. Check.
Over!
Back.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Gun!
And the play clock becoming an issue, so Mike Zimmer's forced to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The Vikings on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 4.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on.
Watch him now, Barney!
Now back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Ohio! Ohio! Even.
Here we go. What? 90. What? 90.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Sheldon Richardson in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
That's what I'm talking about.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Hey, we got.
Let's go. Red 30.
He's back to throw. This one caught left side by Cooper. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A Raider first down, 17 yards. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it. But they've got to continue to move quickly.
Being chased out left. Room to run inside the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I got trips this side. We got three.
Come on, let's go. Red 38.
Back to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be second down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pick up there of 20 yards. And now down to 24 seconds after the spike.
Wild Bill. Blitz. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Here we go. Red 38. Ohio.
Hey, watch Sam. Check Mike, 54.
Hut.
54.
They'll look to throw.
Army.
And this is caught. It's Cooper. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal.
What? 90.
Mike's 54.
Back to throw. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. Yes, sir. That touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something. Forget being conservative here. Go for it. Go for two.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Want to win it right now. Have the momentum. Go ahead and get it done.
And now a critical extra point attempt here. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
Watch left. Tight end to the left. Tight end left.
3 down, 3 down. Check.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going deep for Diggs. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
Okay,
A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down.
Over.
Check three.
They'll look to throw here. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
All right, here we go. 319. 319.
Shift.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
What pressure as this thing all rests on the foot of Daniel Carlson. This from long, very long range. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. And that changes everything here in OT. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Watch you now, Barney. Barney.
Tight end's right. We got 4.
Watch you now, Barney. Barney.
Now a first throw here in overtime. And the Raiders have got him. Bruce Irvin in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. The Vikings on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12.
Check 26.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They're going to look to throw. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go deep left side. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Gary and Conley. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Let's go. What? 90.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. Room here to run. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Watch right there. Watch right there.
Ohio. Ohio.
You go tight. You go tight.
On 2nd down, Washington. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the 2 defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
On first down, Hill. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Tight end right. Tight end right. Hey, 4 down.
Here we go. Red 38. Red 38.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Sheldon Richardson there to make the play. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field.
Here we go. What? 90. What? 90.
Again, it's Richard. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And any yardage you gain there is really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say, get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. It's a 39-yard attempt right hash. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and that changes everything here in OT. So it's his second missed field goal here. That wouldn't have ended the game, but it would have given him a leg up in OT.
And that's got to invigorate this defense. They did their part. Now it's time for their offense to put together a drive and seal the deal.
Gun!
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Over!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. This being their second opportunity in overtime, third overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Rhino.
The big boys came out to play. Not up in here, brother. Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more where I came from.
Get some.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It'll be their second and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
SOS.
He'll drop to throw. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 30 yards there. They picked up a first down and a whole lot more. Forget about just looking for the sticks. They went well beyond the stick.
I know they were talking about guarding the sticks on defense. They didn't guard them very well. They got a big-time completion on a 3rd down. That's almost a backbreaker, isn't it? In overtime, every play's importance is magnified. And that one could turn out to be huge.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. What pressure as this thing all rests on the foot of Daniel Carlson. And the timeout coming in here with just 7 seconds remaining in the extra session. What pressure as this thing all rests on the foot of Daniel Carlson. This to win it in overtime. And this one is no good. He missed it. And we will play on here in overtime. Well, when you get that ball in OT, that's not the chance you envision, and the long field goal attempt here winds up lacking.
And you don't want to hang too much of this on your kicker, but he's going to leave you in a tough spot as well because you give your opponents excellent field position to start their first drive.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10.
Tight right.
Here we go. Red 38.
Operating from the gun, Collier. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed. Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of football, yet both teams go home a little bit unsatisfied.
Drama, drama, drama. We saw all of it in this one. Overtime, all the way to the end of OT. The long field goal shot to win it, but they couldn't convert.
And because it's the regular season, We don't play more bonus football. We don't go to another period. It ended right there. You get one in overtime to get it done. Look, let's face it. That field goal attempt was a long shot to begin with. No pun intended, or maybe pun intended. But it doesn't go through, and it ends in a tie.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Minneapolis, so long, everybody.